Welcome. In this video, we will be discussing how to export to QuickBooks. We'd like to thank you for taking a few minutes to become more familiar with QuickBooks and the ResNexus system. The first thing that you're going to do is in the left-hand side, click on Settings, and then under Advanced Settings, click on QuickBooks Export. This will bring up a screen that will allow you to prepare your account for export. You need to make sure that all of the account names listed in this page match up with what you have listed in QuickBooks. That way, when you export and import it into QuickBooks, all of the information will go into the appropriate categories. So going over to our QuickBooks account, we're going to go to Lists, Chart of Accounts, and this will list all the accounts that we have in QuickBooks. So we need to make sure that all of these items match up with the names that we're going to list here. So for example, with retail purchases, we would look over here and make sure that retail purchases is set up, and that's where we want that information to go. And when we've gone through and compared all of these, we would click on Save. The next step is to make sure that our taxes are also matched up with our QuickBooks account. So click on Settings, and then under General Settings, click on Taxes. Now in taxes, we would want to make sure that the taxes that we have are named correctly. So for sales tax, we would make sure that we have in our QuickBooks account a sales tax category. So we've got it up here under sales tax. If we needed to have one that said retail taxes, we would need to come in and either rename one of our existing taxes or create a new one so that it matches up. And then when we're done modifying our taxes, click on Save. And then the last thing that we need to do is go into Settings, and then under General Settings, click on Retail Items. By default, all of the retail items will go into the retail item category that you specified from the QuickBooks export screen. You can, however, have specific retail items go into their own categories. A gift certificate would be a great example of that. If I wanted to have all of the gift certificates go into its own category, I could do that from here. So I'm going to click on the retail item, and then under QuickBooks account name, I'm going to type in the account that I set up in QuickBooks. So for this, we'll call it gift certificates, and then I'm going to click Save. Now I'll need to do that for each of my retail items, and when I'm done, we're ready to export. To export, under the Settings drop-down, click on Tools, and then in the left menu, click on QuickBooks Export. And then you can export from a date range, so if you're exporting for the month, we would export from January 1st to January 31st. And then it's always a good idea to back up your QuickBooks file. And when I'm done, I'm going to go and check that, and then I'm going to click Export. One thing to remember is that if you have any reservations that haven't been zeroed out, you're going to get an error. So just make sure that for the month you're exporting that everything's been zeroed out. And then once you click Export, it will download the file for you. And under Previous Exports, you will be able to see the files that you've exported, and you can re-download it. We'd like to thank you for taking a few minutes to become more familiar with QuickBooks. Have a wonderful day.